Okay. This was a very good week. Got a haircut. Uh, can't say much for the Jack Lantern, but it is what it is. So, anyway, Dallas Cowboys versus the Chicago Bears. This was a fucking all around fantastic game by our offense. Tony Pollard, if there was a dominant if there was a certain for sure number one running back, it is for sure Tony Pollard. Okay, Zeke, sorry, you're the most marketable and whatever the fuck, but that doesn't really matter to us. To the team, franchise is a totally different story, but y'all know how I feel about that. Dak Prescott was on fucking fire. He had a phenomenal game today. Really happy with what I saw with Dak Prescott. And I'm just so fucking happy that we're finally going into the bye week because Micah Parsons, man. I mean, he got a touchdown. He got his first touchdown of his career in Dallas. But yeah, that dude probably should have sat out this game if we're being totally honest. This defense is very suspect and very, very. I'm I'm very worried about this defense when it comes to dual threat quarterbacks. I mean, if you rewatch this game start to finish and you only focus on DeMarcus Lawrence, that tells you the entire story because I have no idea how DeMarcus Lawrence, who's been in the league for what 9, 10 years almost, can get so lost and not know that when it comes to read options, you have the fucking outside. Every time that DeMarcus Lawrence was out there on the side, he would go inside and fucking Justin Fields would go around and burn our ass for 20 yards. I don't know how he doesn't know that after being in the league for fucking 10 years. But Dan Quinn, I really hope you fucking torch his ass for the next 2 weeks for that. That really pissed me off. Nothing pisses me off more than when, like, we're getting pressure on the quarterback, the coverage looks good, and then he makes a move, finds a hole, and gets an easy first down with fucking nobody within like a 20-yard fucking radius of the quarterback. That shit pisses me off. But we won't have to worry about it this week or the week after. Going into the bye week and then the Green Bay fucking Packers. I don't give a fuck how the Packers look like this year. I am not looking forward to that L, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this is a huge, well-deserved bye week for the likes of Micah Parsons and Ezekiel Elliott, and also to sort of a lesser degree Dak Prescott, so that he can get fully healed. I am so happy. I am so happy that the Dallas Cowboys offense and Kellen Moore is not shying away or fearful of running with Dak Prescott. I was very happy to see that. He ran it a good amount of times today. Did a quarterback sneak on a 3rd and 1 and managed to get 25 fucking yards off of that. Yeah, the defense, they got clowned on the whole game. Yeah, I feel like for the Eagles game, the next Eagles game on December 24th, is it? We should probably sit out DeMarcus Lawrence for that game. Just, we don't want to take any fucking chances versus Philly. So, yeah. Because DeMarcus Lawrence, like, when it comes to dual threat quarterbacks, and especially with read options, you are a fucking liability, and you showed that several times just today against like one of the most struggling teams in the NFL right now. But it wasn't just DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, the whole fucking defense just looked very suspect, giving up almost 30 points to the fucking to the Chicago Bears. Yeah, it's just dual threat quarterbacks, and they got over 200 yards rushing on the ground today. They look like the Cowboys' run defense looked pretty good. I would say great in the first half, and then in the second half, it took a nosedive. But and it looked like when the Bears shortened it to a 5 point lead in the second half, it really looked like that we were just gonna get blown out. But I was expecting another 3-and-out on the second drive of the second half, but we actually did great. The oh my god, dude, the offense was just clicking, 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 clicking today, and it was fantastic. The penalties, for the most part, they weren't an issue. They didn't get in the way of like huge plays or scoring plays or anything like that. I am also very pleased to see that we're not stalling in the red zone. Once we're in the red zone, we're straight to fucking business, because that was a huge, huge issue for us for many years. So I'm very happy to see that. This was the comeback game that we were expecting last week versus the Detroit Lions, for sure. And even though it definitely looked awful last week, this is a win that we absolutely should be proud of. Maybe not as much for the defense, but the defense, they weren't abysmal, and they still made like a good amount of plays. But we should have had a pick. Trayvon Diggs should have had a pick today, but there was a terrible roughing the passer penalty, go figure, on, I think it was Marcus Golston, I think, or maybe it was Armstrong. I don't fucking know. But next weekend, I'll probably give like a short evaluation of how I think the Cowboys are doing this season, just taking everything into account, just basically doing like a recap or reflection of the first 7 weeks of the year. But yeah, this was a huge win. I'm going to go do some homework while also watching the Giants and Seahawks game. That should be a real good one. And with all that being said, I just can't say enough how pleased I was with the offense overall, and especially Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is by far the fucking player of the game. He was phenomenal for us today. Yeah, exactly. And dude, they were turning the Cooper Rush stands were going off on Dak Prescott after that interception right before halftime, which set up the field goal for the Chicago Bears. But I don't know. It looked bad at first. Like, what the fuck was Dak looking at? But from the replay, it kind of looked like that CeeDee Lamb could have went after the ball instead of fucking waiting for it to come after him. Speaking of CeeDee Lamb, he had one touchdown, and then he just kind of, I don't know if he got hurt or what, but he was a non-factor throughout the rest of the game. And that's one of the things I'm very concerned about with CD is consistency. I just don't know if he can play a full 60-minute game, but I don't know. We'll see. I wish we would stop fucking using him as a running back. Like, just use fucking Kevontae Turpin, or just use anybody else besides the guy that needs to, make the biggest splash this season. Michael Gallup also did very good in this game. He's another guy that kind of fell off the face of the earth in the second half. But, yeah. With all that being said, we are 6-2 now, I believe, going into the bye week. Very happy, because this has been kind of stressful. And with all the injuries, this is very much well-deserved. This was overall a decent win. It just sucks that we can hardly ever see the offense dominate and the defense to continue to do what they've been doing all year, which is dominate, but they don't show up whenever the offense shows up. It's an undying Dallas Cowboys trend that is for absolute fucking sure. But anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy this win. Absolutely fucking enjoy it. I'll see you all next time. In peace.